So in this lecture, continuation to the previous lecture, we find what is the effect of the pressure, internal pressure, which is the thin cylindrical shell is subjected, and the dimensions of the how the dimensions of the cylindrical shell changes with the effect of the internal pressure. So it is, as we discussed in the previous lecture, that the two different stresses are developed in the material of the shell. They are hoop stress or circumferential stress. We write this with a notation of sigma 1, which acts on the longitudinal section, and the second one is longitudinal stress, that is sigma 2, acting on the circumferential section. So these two stresses are developed actually. These two stresses are the principal stresses. Why? Because they are on the principal planes, but the stress also will be developed in the third principal plane, but it is zero because the thickness in the third dimension thickness is the very negligible. So as the thickness of the cylinder is very small, it is negligible. So only these two stresses will be developed. So in this again, coming to the part of the notations, P is the internal pressure of fluid, L is the length of the cylindrical shell, D is the diameter of the cylinder shell, and T is the thickness of the cylindrical shell. E is the modulus of elasticity for the material of the shell. Sigma 1 is the hoop stress, sigma 2 is the longitudinal stress, mu is the Poisson's ratio, sigma D, this is the change in diameter of the shell due to stresses. Sigma L is the change in length of the cylindrical shell, and sigma V is the change in volume. Now coming to, we know that we already know the expression for the sigma 1 is, that is the circumferential stress is PD by 2T, and sigma 2 is the PD by 4T. This we already discussed in the previous lecture, that is sigma 1 and sigma 2. Now coming to, as we are speaking about the changes, definitely there will be a change in the circumferential and also in the longitudinal, that is E1 we write it as circumferential strain and E2 is the longitudinal strain. First we find out the circumferential strain. We know that stress is equal to, and that is a circumferential strain is equal to stress, that is sigma 1 by E minus mu into sigma 2 by E. So we know sigma 1 as PD by 2TE, sigma 1 we know PD by 2T, and of course E, right, E, mu into sigma 2 is PD by 4TE. So E1 is PD by 2T into 1 minus mu by 2. This we write it as equation 1. And for the longitudinal strain, that is E2, this is sigma 2 by E minus mu sigma 1 by E. So sigma 2 we know PD by 4T, and E minus mu sigma 1 is PD by 2T. So E comes here. So E2 is PD by 2TE into half minus mu. So this we take it as equation 2. So that was E1 is equation 1 and E2 is the equation 2. But we know that circumference strain, general way to find out the strain is circumferential strain. Also we can write the expression as E1 is, that is circumferential strain, what we have indicated as E1. This is the change in circumference due to pressure to the original circumference. So change in circumference we will get it as final circumference minus original circumference, of course in the denominator original circumference. Final circumference is pi into D plus sigma D, and minus original circumference is pi D by pi D. So if you expand this, E1 equal to pi D plus sigma D, pi sigma D minus pi D by pi D. So these two will be get cancelled. Pi sigma D by pi D, which is equal to sigma D by D. So E1 is equal to sigma D by, and now coming to E1 we already So that is that E1 is the, now what we found out is the E1 is the first equation. We already know that E1 is equal to PD by 2T. E1 equal to PD by 2TE into 1 minus mu by 2. Now here we got it, E1 is equal to sigma d by d, that is change in diameter by original diameter. And this we take it as equation 2. And now we equate first equation, that is E1 is equal to PD by 2TE into 1 minus mu by 2. And now what we got, equation 3, that is sigma d by d. This is sigma d by d equal to PD by 2T into 1 minus mu by 2. So therefore change in diameter, if you want, sigma d is the change in diameter, d is the original diameter. So sigma d is equal to pi d square by 2T into 1 minus mu by 2. So this sigma d, change in diameter, we can use the expression for finding the change in diameter. Now coming to similarly for the, as we have found out for this circumferential, now we find out the longitudinal strain. We write the expression E2 is equal to change in length by original length, that is E2 is equal to sigma L by L. So this we take it as equation 4. Now equating equation 2 and 4. So second equation is that E2 is equal to PD 2TE into half minus mu. Now what we got, fourth equation as E2 is equal to sigma L by 2. So equating both equation 2 and 4, sigma L by L, that is change in length by original length, equal to PD 2T into half minus mu. So finally for getting the expression for change in length, that is sigma L equal to PD L 2T into half minus mu. So now we know that change in length and also change in diameter. Now we find out volumetric strain. So volumetric strain, we know that change in volume by original volume, that is change in volume is sigma V. So we know that change in volume sigma V is final volume minus the original volume. So now what we write is that original volume, we know that it is, original volume is, that is V is equal to area of cylindrical shell multiplied by the length. So area of cylinder is pi d square by 4. So length we indicate as L. So final volume is final area of cross section into final length. So final area of cross section is pi by 4 into, this is change in area, so d plus sigma d square into final length is L into sigma L. So now if we simplify this, pi by 4 into d square plus sigma d square plus 2d sigma d into L into sigma L. So now if we simplify this, pi by 4 into, if we multiply this each and every term with this first L, then again with sigma L, so d square L and sigma d square into L, and the third term is sigma 2d sigma d into L, and again multiplying these three terms with sigma L, so sigma L d square, second term is sigma L sigma d square, third term is 2d sigma d into sigma L. So we neglect small because sigma d itself is a small quantity, so small value. So neglecting these small quantities, that is sigma d square L and sigma L sigma d square and also 2d sigma d sigma L. So we get it. So eliminating these three terms, so pi by 4, if we simplify this, d square L plus 2d L sigma d plus sigma L d square. So now change in volume equal to, what we get it is, what we get the expression from this is pi by 4, this is the final, so final minus original, so this is final minus original is pi d square by 4 into L. So if we take the common pi by 4, so if we simplify this, 2dl sigma d plus sigma L d square. So therefore volumetric strain is equal to sigma V by V. So that is sigma V is pi by 4 2dl sigma d plus sigma L d square by pi d square L by 4. So if we simplify this, 2 sigma d by d plus sigma L by L. So that means it is nothing but sigma d by d is E, sigma d by d is E, sigma L by L is E2. So therefore volumetric strain equal to 2E1 plus E2. So that is 2 into E1 is PD by 2TE into 1 minus mu by 2. E2 is PD by 2ET into 1 half minus mu. So this is the volumetric strain. Now we finally we write this, we simplify this, that is 2 into PD by 2TE. If we simplify this, PD by 2 ET into 1 minus 2 mu by 2 plus half minus mu, and PD 2 ET into 2 plus this half minus mu, and this also minus mu. So PD by 2 ET into 5 by 2 minus 2 mu. So change in volume sigma V is equal to this V into 2E1 plus E2. So volumetric strain is because sigma V by V. Right. So sigma V is equal to V into 2E1 plus E2. So sigma V, these are the changes in volume and change in diameter and change in, these are the expressions what we found here are change in volume, change in diameter and change in length. So depending on all these expressions, we solve an example problem or a numerical problem. Calculate change in diameter, change in length and change in volume of a thin cylindrical shell of 100 centimeters dia, 1 centimeters thick and 5 meters long when subjected to internal pressure of 3 newtons per square mm. Take the value of E as 2 into 10 to the power 5 newtons per square mm and Poisson's ratio mu is given as 0.3. So the given data is D is 100 centimeters, that is internal diameter is 100 centimeters and T is the 1 cent, that is the thickness of the shell is 1 centimeter and length of the shell is, cylindrical shell is L is 5 meters, that we convert to centimeters, 500 centimeters and P is 3 newtons per square mm. It is given in the question, and E is Young's modulus. E is given as 2 into 10 to the power 5 newtons per square mm and mu Poisson's ratio is given as 0.3. So first we have to find out three expressions, that is for change in dia, change in length and change in volume. So first one is change in diameter, that is sigma D is equal to pi d square by 2T into 1 minus mu by 2. We know this formula. So P is, that is our internal pressure is given as 3 into D is 100 centimeters, so 100 square by 2 into T is 1 centimeter thickness, E is 2 into 10 to the power 5, 1 minus mu is 0.3 by 2. So if we simplify this, sigma D is 0.06375 centimeters. Now coming to the second question, or the second question of the second bit of the question is finding the change in. So now we have found out change in diameter we have found out. Second one is that we find out the change in length. So change in length is that sigma, we indicate this with sigma L. Sigma L change in length is PDL by 2TE. So this 2TE into half minus mu. So P is 3, D is 100. We know it is given in the question. L is 500 and 2 into T is 1 centimeter. E is 2 into 10 to the power 5. Half in minus mu is given in the question as 0.3, Poisson's ratio. So if we simplify this, we are going to get it as sigma L, that is change in length is 0.075 centimeters. The third bit of the question is change in volume, that is sigma V. So sigma V is equal to V into 2E1 plus E2. So V into 2 into E1 is sigma D by D, that is change in diameter, plus E2 is sigma L by L, change in length. So sigma V is equal to V into 2 into sigma D is 0.06375, just now we have found out, by D is diameter, internal diameter is 100 plus sigma L is 0.075 by 500. So you simplify this, we get it as sigma V is equal to You simplify inside also 0.001425 V. So, but V is that is change in volume is original volume. For getting this change in volume, we have to find out this V, that is original volume, that is P d square by 4 into L. So, pi d square by 4 into L. Pi by 4, d is 100 internal diameter. So, pi d square, pi by 4 into 100 square into L is 500. So, we get this. This is the simplification, and so sigma V is equal to 0.011425 into 3926990.817. So if you multiply this, it is as sigma V is equal to 5595.96 cubic centimeters. This is about the question.